Om Shanti, 27th March 1982. The Father who lives beyond sound takes all of you from the world of sound beyond sound with sound. Bab Dada comes in order to take you back with him. So, are you all ever ready to go back with him? Or do you still need time to get ready? In order to go back with him, you need to become a point. And in order to become a point, all the different types of expansion that have spread everywhere, that is, all the branches of the tree, need to be merged into the seed stage. Everything has to be merged into a point. When people of the world do all their accounts, what do they say at the end of the accounts? It is said, say Shiva, that is Bindi, a point. In the same way, from the beginning to the end, you have come into so much expansion of the accounts of the world cycle and the Kalpa tree. You do know the branches of your accounts, that is, the tree of expansion, do you not? There are the branches of the accounts of the body, the branches of the relationships of the body, the branches of being a soul in bondage to all the different facilities of the body, the branches of bondage to the Guru on the path of devotion, the branches of bondage to all the different types of sinful actions, the branches of the suffering of karma. There is so much expansion. So you are now becoming a point and putting a full stop to all the expansion. Have you merged all the expansion into the seed, or is there still some expansion? No type of branch of this decayed tree still remains, does it? The confluence age is the age to finish the old tree. Therefore, O Brahmins of the confluence age, have you finished the old tree? You can't water every leaf. What you water the seed, it means all the leaves receive water. Similarly, you have to finish the tree of all the different types of accounts of 84 births. You don't have to finish each branch individually. Today, you finish the branch of the awareness of the body, and tomorrow, you finish the branch of the relationship of the body. Completion won't take place by finishing each branch individually in that way. However, by loving the Father, the seed, completion will easily take place through that fire of love. You don't even have to cut them off but burn them. When you cut them, then after some time they begin to emerge again. Because a tree naturally receives water from the atmosphere. When a tree grows large, there is no need especially to water it. The tree continues to grow naturally through the atmosphere and it remains upright through that. Therefore, there is now no need to water the decayed tree that has grown so much. It continues to grow automatically. You may think that today, by making effort, you have finished the branch of awareness of relationships of the body. However, unless you burn it, the branches will start to grow again. Then you say to yourself, or you tell the Father that you destroyed it. So how did it emerge again? It no longer existed. So where did it come from? What is the reason? You cut it off, but you didn't burn it. A seed that is roasted in a fire never bears fruit. Therefore, now finish the tree of the expansion of accounts in the fire of love. What will then remain? When the expansion of the body and the relationships and facilities of the body have all finished, then all that will remain will be the soul, the point, the seed. When you become such a point, the form of a seed, you will be able to return home beyond sound with the Father, the seed. This is why you are asked whether you are ready to go beyond sound. Have you finished all expansion? The Father, the seed, will only take with him souls who are in the seed stage. Have you become the form of a seed? Those who are ever ready will continue to have alokik experiences from now. What will they experience? The first thing you will experience is that while walking, moving, sitting, and talking, your body, which is the main trunk of the tree of accounts from which the branches emerge, will be completely separate from you, the soul, the seed. You, the soul, will repeatedly and constantly experience being detached, not on the basis of the knowledge of the soul being separate from the body, but that you, the soul, are separate from your body. You will experience being completely separate, just as you experience your physical body being completely separate from the clothes that you wear. In the same way, your body is the costume of you, the soul. There should be this clear experience: I, the soul, am wearing this costume. Whenever you want, adopt the costume of the awareness of the body, whenever you want, become detached from it. That is, stabilize in the stage of detachment from body consciousness. Do you experience such detachment? Do you adopt your costume, or does the costume adopt you? Which is living? Who is the master? Therefore, the first sign is the experience of detachment. It isn't that you have to become separate, but that you are separate. The second sign or experience: devotees, those who have some knowledge of the soul or those who have some knowledge of God, have a vision of a point of light. That vision is a temporary thing. A vision is not the fruit of your practice. That is a part in the drama or a blessing. However, to be ever ready means that a soul who has become equal to return with the Father will not see a soul in a vision, but will, in a practical way, through the intellect, constantly experience himself to be a soul, a point of light. To become the practical form means to be that for all time, whereas to have a vision is a temporary thing. A soul who is a practical form never says that he hasn't had a vision of the soul. He wouldn't say, I haven't seen it, but through his own experience will be stable in that practical form. Where there is the practical form, there is no need of a vision. Similarly, someone who experiences the practical form of being a soul will say with authority and faith that he doesn't just see the soul, but he experiences himself to be a soul. Because when you experience it, then just seeing the soul is useless. Therefore, a soul who has the practical experience of being a soul will continue to experience his form of light while moving and walking around. The third experience, a soul who is equal, that is, an ever ready soul, although being in the corporeal world in a physical body, will constantly use his power of the yoga of the intellect to experience himself, to be with the Father, whether in the subtle region or the incorporeal world. In a second, he will become a resident of the subtle region. In a second, he will become a resident of the incorporeal world, and in a second, he will become a karma yogi, residing in the corporeal world, playing his part and performing actions. He will experience himself to be with the Father innumerable times in the subtle region and in the incorporeal world. As soon as he has time, he will go to the subtle region or the incorporeal world, just as whenever you have time, you go home. So he will experience himself being a resident of the subtle region and the incorporeal world. When you finish your work, you return home. Or do you still remain sitting at work? Similarly, a soul who is ever ready will repeatedly experience himself to be a resident of that home. It is as though the home is just in front of him. One minute he is here, and the next minute he is there. He will come out of the room of the corporeal world and go into the room of the incorporeal world. Other experiences: because of being free from bondages, such souls who are equal experience themselves to be flying birds and flying very high. They will feel that they themselves are stable in an elevated stage above and everyone else down below. I am above all. Scientists use the power of science to be able to go into space away from the gravity of the earth that remains down below. They experience themselves to be very high and constantly very light. So, too, with the power of silence, you will experience yourself to be beyond the attraction of the vices and the attraction of matter. In the flying stage and above everything, this means you will constantly experience yourself to be double light. To experience flying is to be beyond all attractions and remain above them. It is to be free of all bondage. To experience this stage means to experience the highest flying stage and to be in the flying stage. While walking and moving, you will feel that you are going with the Father, that you are flying with the Father. The point that you are a point and both of you are going together. A soul who is equal will experience this as clearly as though he is seeing it. Seeing through the eye of experience is even more clear than seeing through divine vision. Do you understand? In this way, even though there is a lot of expansion, these are just a few signs, in essence, that Baba has told you. Therefore, are you ever ready in this way? That is, are you an embodiment of experience? You are ready to go with the Father. Are you not? Or will you say that something still remains? Do you experience this, or have you become so busy in service that you have even forgotten your home? You are serving in order to enable souls to receive their inheritance of liberation and liberation in life. When you are serving, you should remain aware that you have to take everyone back home with the Father. Then your stage will be constantly unshakable in service. Never forget the experience of the essence, that is, the steed stage, while in the expansion of service. Don't become lost in the expansion. While going into the expansion, remain stable in the stage of the essence, and also enable others to experience the form of essence. Do you understand? Acha. To those images of experience who are constantly the practical form of the soul, to those who finish the tree of all accounts and put a full stop, to those who stabilize in the form of a point and constantly stay with the Father, the point, to the souls who practice being a karma yogi in one moment, a resident of the subtle region in one moment, and a resident of the incorporeal world in one moment, to the soul who constantly experience their flying stage, to such souls who are equal to the Father and who are ever ready. Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste.